Welcome back. In this part of our series, we're jumping into Chapter 5. And this one covers a skill that is absolutely essential for working with AI. We're talking about how to read the static. What to do when things get weird, and how to decode those communication breakdowns.
I mean, you have, right? We all have. You spend time crafting what you think is the perfect prompt. You hit enter, full of hope, and what comes back is, well, it's just plain bizarre. It can be super frustrating, but today, we're going to flip that whole experience on its head.
Just look at this. Seriously, this is a real-world example from someone trying to generate a cookie recipe. They asked for a pinch of surprise, hoping for maybe a cool spice idea like cardamom or something. The AI took it literally. This is exactly the kind of static we're going to learn how to read.
So, when an AI starts talking nonsense, it's so easy to just throw your hands up and think the tool is broken. But here's the big mind shift for today. We have to stop seeing these outputs as errors. We need to start seeing them as signals. That static, it's not just noise, it's actually valuable diagnostic information.
This right here is the absolute core of it. You see, unlike regular software, where a bug is just a flaw in the code, a generative AI's mistake is more like an echo. It's a distorted message trying to tell you something really important about your prompt, about its training data, or even about its own built-in personality.
So, what do we actually mean when we say it's a signal, not a bug? Well, remember, the AI is working with patterns and probabilities. It's not thinking, it's predicting. So when an output feels off, it's really just reflecting something back at you. Our job? It's to become investigators and figure out exactly where that signal got crossed.
And this definition just reframes the whole problem so perfectly. It's not about the AI being dumb. It's about one of a few things. A simple misinterpretation, an echo of a bias from the mountains of data it was trained on, its fundamental personality showing through, or it just hit the edge of what it knows. This view takes us from being frustrated to being curious. So let's look at the 4 usual suspects. Maybe, just maybe, your prompt was a little bit ambiguous. Or maybe the AI is just repeating a weird pattern or bias it learned from the internet. Sometimes it's the model's character. You want a casual tone, but it's naturally super formal. Or, maybe it just doesn't know the answer and is doing its best to guess.
Okay, so let's put on our detective hats. We're about to open up our official field guide to AI static. We're going to look at a few common case files to see how you can spot these patterns in the wild and, more importantly, how you can fix them.
First up, we have case file number 1, the literal genie. This is that classic moment when the AI takes your clever, figurative language and just takes it with a painful, almost comical literalness. It doesn't have that shared, common-sense context that we humans rely on.
And boom, here it is again. This is the perfect example. The prompt was whispering for a bit of creativity, a whimsical touch. But the AI completely missed the metaphor. It heard surprise as a literal, physical thing you can grind up and add to a mixing bowl. It is following instructions, but it's completely missing the intent.
So how do you fix it? You just have to be clearer. Instead of that pinch of surprise, you could say something like, suggest an unexpected but complementary spice like maybe cardamom or a dash of chili powder. Yeah, sometimes you just have to spell it all out. Ah, the confident fabrication, or as many people call it, the hallucination. This is a classic. Remember, these models are designed to generate text that sounds plausible, and sometimes plausible wins out over factual. They'll make stuff up with total unwavering confidence.
Take a look at this. The AI just straight up invented a Python library out of thin air. It looks completely right, doesn't it? It has plausible function names, even handles errors. But guess what? OpenSky_weather_client is not a real thing. This kind of stuff can waste hours of a developer's time.
The fix here means you have to be the adult in the room, the fact checker. You need to ground the AI with things you know are true, like giving it a link to the actual documentation. You can also use negative constraints, literally telling it, do not invent library names. And of course, for anything critical, you always have to verify it yourself.
All right, let's look at our next case file. This one's a little more subtle. We call it the vibe drift. This is when the AI starts out perfectly on topic, but then it slowly wanders off into some totally unrelated territory. Why? Usually it's because it got hung up on a single word that has a strong but totally irrelevant association.
This might be my favorite example of all time. The original prompt was about companion planting for a gardening app. The AI latched onto that one word, companion, and, well, it drifted, all the way to llamas, as guard animals, in the middle of a brainstorm for a gardening app. It's hilarious, sure, but it's a complete derailment of the project's vibe.
So to fix this, you just have to gently re-anchor the AI, nudge it back. You remind it of its job, its persona. Hey, remember, we're building a gardening app here. You can reinforce the constraints to keep it on the right path, and you start to learn to watch out for those words, like companion, that could be easily hijacked.
Okay, so we've seen these different types of static, right? The literal genie, the hallucination, the vibe drift. But is there some kind of master key, a mental model we can use to figure out any communication failure? You bet there is.
Now don't let the formula scare you. This is not math. Think of it as a really powerful mental checklist. Anytime you get some static, you analyze the signal by looking at 3 key things: what's weird about the output, how your prompt might have led to it, and the known quirks of the specific AI model you're using.
It's a really simple 3-step process. First, what's actually wrong here? Get specific. Is it off topic? Is the tone weird? Is it just making things up? Second, look in the mirror. How could my prompt have been clearer? And third, think about the tool itself. Does this particular model have a reputation for being too wordy or maybe too literal? This little formula turns you into a master diagnostician.
And here's the thing. When you start to think this way, the whole process of reading the static stops being a chore. Seriously, when you have the right mindset and the right tools, it actually becomes one of the most interesting parts of working with AI. It's a puzzle, and you're the one who gets to solve it.
I just love this quote from the book. It really captures the heart of this entire idea. The error isn't a failure of the machine, it's an echo of our own unclear whisper. If we can just learn to listen to that echo, we can refine our whisper, and pretty soon the AI will start to sing the exact song we wanted to hear.
And that, right there, is the big takeaway. Every piece of static, every single bizarre output is a clue. It's a chance for us to get better at communicating and to build a stronger partnership with this technology. It's not a roadblock at all. It's actually part of the path forward.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. The next time you get a strange response from an AI, don't just hit delete in frustration. Pause. Treat it like a clue in a mystery. Ask yourself, what signal is hiding inside the static? And what is it trying to tell me about how I can communicate just a little bit better? Thanks for tuning in, and happy debugging.